Ciao Am. So today we're going to learn about solving absolute value. A lot of people heard about absolute value before, probably seen it. You guys know what it is. It's just two lines that it looks like this basically. And usually absolute value, there's a number inside. And so the absolute value of 7 is positive 7. The absolute value of negative 7 is positive 7. So absolute value kind of makes everything positive. A lot of people go, oh, okay, yeah, okay, that's what the teacher told me, so that's why I remember. But they don't really understand why. What does absolute value really mean? I'm going to explain that to you right now. Absolute value means distance. It means distance. And so I want to emphasize two words for you right now. So I make sure a big difference between something called distance and position. So let's talk about this. Position, look at this number line I put up for you guys. Position is where you are at the number line. For example, if I put a dot right here, my position is 5. If I put another dot right here, my position is 1. Positions are where you're standing on the number line. Distance is the distance of 2 points, or distance of those two positions. So the distance between 1 and 5 is 4. Positions could be negative. I could be on the negative side. I could be over here. My position is negative 5. But absolute value distance can never be negative. Think about it. If you go, Mr. Tang, how far do you live from school? And I go, I live negative 2 miles from school. You'd be like, that doesn't make sense, right? Like, what are you talking about? So, distance is always positive. Absolute value means distance. That's why absolute value always makes it positive. Let's do a problem for you guys to see. Think about that. Pause that. Look at that. Watch that over. Make sure you really understand what that means. Take a look. So, I'm going to do a problem for you. And it's going to be a simple problem. It looks like this. And how are you supposed to read something like that? How do you read that? It's going to be distance. You see absolute value here. That means distance equals to 3. Distance equals to 3. You guys see that? Distance equals to 3. So, from where though? Because remember, distance from two positions. So, right now it's from 0. So take a look. If I have my number line out, distance from 3 from 0. So, if I'm at 0, I could go 1, 2, 3 on the right side. So actually, if I tell someone to walk a distance of 3, they go, well, which way? They could walk to the right. So if you walk 1, 2, 3 to the right, 1, 2, 3 to the right, your position is 3. So your answer is x equals 3. Is that the only way you could go? Some people might go, oh, he didn't tell me where to go. He didn't tell me where to go, so they could actually walk to the left. So they actually could go 1, 2, 3 to the left, and their position will be at negative 3 now. So x would equal negative 3. So absolute value, when you see this, it means distance. There's two different ways you could go. You could go to the right direction, the positive direction, or you could go to the negative direction 3. Because of that, you have two answers. So in absolute value, most likely you're going to have two answers. Take a look. I'm going to show you a problem. So when you have a problem like this, x minus 1 equals 4. How do you read that? You're right. Distance equals to 4. Distance equals to 4. So usually when you think about it, absolute value has to be by itself when you're solving this equation. It's equal to 4, so there's two ways you could go. You can actually walk forward to the positive way, so you're going to take away the absolute value, right? X minus 1 equals 4, positive 4, because you could walk forward in the positive direction. Or you could walk forward into the negative direction. So x minus 1 equals to negative 4. You do not change the inside here. You do not change the inside of this at all. So this way, this person walked the negative direction, this person walked the positive direction. Solve for this. Add 1 to both sides. I got an x equals 5. Add 1 to both sides. x equals -3. These are my two answers. Take a look when I plug it in. 5 minus 1 is +4. Absolute value of +4 is +4. Plug in -3. -3 and -1 is a -4. Absolute value of -4 is +4. That means a distance of 4. I don't know if that actually makes sense to you, so I'm going to draw it for graph it for you so you can see. You don't have to graph on your homework, but I just want you to take a look real fast. I have two positions here. I have a position at -3. Let me use a different color. I have a position at -3 and 5. Does that look like a distance of 4 to you? Think about it. It actually is. Take a look. Where's my center at? My center is at 1. How far is this to this position? 1, 2, 3, 4. How far is this to that position? 1, 2, 3, 4. Take a look. That is a distance of 4 from 1. Where am I getting that 1 from? That 1 actually relates to here. Now, the big question you have to ask yourself is, why is it +1 and not -1? Think about it, and it has nothing to do with like, oh, because it's absolute value. We're going to learn that a little bit later. So, let's do another problem. This is problem number 2. Solve. Alright, let's take a look at this problem. So, same thing as before, but now we have other stuff in there. So we have to simplify everything before you even start solving this problem. So, to really solve this and split it into two equations, you need to get rid of everything else that doesn't look normal. You want it to look like this. You want it to look like this, where absolute value is by itself, everything else on the other side. This doesn't have that. You have a bunch of problems here. You have 5 here and 2 here. So you ask yourself, what can I get rid of? What can I simplify? So I'm going to simplify the 5 first. Subtract 5 from both sides. I got a 2. X minus 1 equals to 2. Divide by 2 both sides. I got a x minus 1 is equal to 1. Now take a look at this problem. Doesn't that look like the last problem you just did? You do the exact same thing. Distance equals to 1. Distance equals to 1. So you write two equations. You got x minus 1 equal to +1. X minus 1 equals to -1. Solve for this. X equals 2. Add 1 on both sides. X equals 0. Take a look. And how do you check if this is actually true? Plug it in. Plug in 0. 0 minus 1 is -1. Absolute value of -1 is +1 times 2 is 2 plus 5 is 7. Try again with this 2. How do you guys feel so far? Let me give you one more problem, and then I want you to answer this question in your summary. I want you to solve this by yourself. And in your summary, I want you to answer the question. And the question is, the answer is no solution. But I want you to explain, why is this no solution? See if you can figure that out yourself. Alright. So you got a lot of work cut up for you. Come in class and do some work. Alright, bye.